welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. I am Rockshell Man now. So I'm going to go underground. I'm sure the dwarves will appreciate my fancy armor. We're heading to Keldagrim. And we're getting a free trip with this super convenient dwarven boatman. The only way into Keldagrim is to start the giant dwarf quest, which includes this fantastic opening cutscene where you get some lore about the city, the old king, the current mining company consortium that controls things now. A very grand first impressions, which you really don't get for pretty much anything else. Get some sweeping camera shots of the city. Just fantastic. Always fun to see what everyone that's worked on this for decades has come up with. Rise of the Red Axe, Part 1. Here's a big statue of a dwarf. For quite a while, in various times, this cutscene was very broken, and the statue would not be rendered correctly. And then we switched from the fancy cutscene to this screen, where we crash directly into the statue, destroying it. So, we have just shown up, and already we are destroying all sorts of stuff. Pretty sure we're supposed to be in this cutscene, but we're not. Should probably be standing here. There's somebody else. There's somebody else in our cutscene, but we're not here. Fine. Whatever. And that brings us over here to the Black Guard headquarters, because we are under arrest. Not that under arrest, though, because we are leaving. We could probably do the giant dwarf. We've started it, by definition here. But that's not really necessary right now. You would think it might be, for what we're going to go try to do. Not the case. We are interested in the Blast Mine? Blast Mine's a different thing. Entirely different place. Also dwarves there, though, so I'm not completely off base. This is the Blast Furnace. We're just having a blast, no matter what happens. There's a few different situations with the Blast Furnace, involving whether or not things are being automatically done, then you have to pay for it. And here's the ore shop, which is super cool. You can get a whole bunch of different ores here for relatively cheap, which is very good smithing training. But I'm really just here for the bars. Also, very fun, it takes half the coal as normal smithing. And here is the question. Can we use the blast furnace? Must ask permission before using the blast furnace. I was afraid of. We are sub level 60. So I think we're going to need to pay for the blast furnace here. Can I use the furnace? We need people to work, which is fine. We got worlds for that. But it's delicate, so they charge a fee for anyone who doesn't have 60 smithing. And we absolutely do not have 60 smithing. We have 37. So furnace must pay a fee of 2,500 coins. Okay. This is one of the ways for getting steel bars, which I'm going to need. But if I pay him the 2,500 coins here, that's good for 10 minutes. Questions become, can I get the steel bars out later? Let's try it. If you have 2,500 coins, that's okay. For 10 minutes, half as cold as normal. Okay. So let's get the maximum amount of steel bars in here at least. That's going to be how many here? Let's see here. We got 10 minutes to work with this. If we do... makes maximum of 28. So we had 14 and 14. That'd be the perfect amount. Since we're on a world that doesn't have anybody moving the stuff, and all the ore, yes. So you got 14 and 1 coal. You get 1 more coal. The rest iron. Put that also on the conveyor belt. So now we've got 28 iron and 2 coal. 20 iron and 17 coal. Then 10 and 1. That should be good. So now we can hop to a blast furnace world. And we got smithing experience. So we don't need to worry about putting money in the coffer. So that's at least better. Then if we try to take at the bar dispenser, it's still molten. So we need to come over here, grab the bucket, fill it with water, use it on the bar dispenser. I guess somebody else maybe did. I'm not sure. But then we can take X, so that's good. Ultimately, this should be okay for making the steel bars. So I think we can get away with not having the pickaxe or the nature runes while we are doing our construction. So that's going to free up some more inventory slots, which will be very convenient. We can only come back here, well, we can only come back here easily every 20 minutes. But that should be okay. Assuming that we can take from the bar dispenser without needing to repay for access. Either way, an extra 2,500 coins isn't too bad. And I really don't feel like getting to 60 smithing right now. Because the best way to do that would be with gold ore, and then I would need to get the the goldsmithing gauntlets, and that's just whole extra steps. So I think this should work. So that solves the steel bars portion of this situation. Now it's time to look into other pieces to make this go as smoothly as possible. Another useful thing down here in Keldagrim is the stonemason, who is the only supplier in the entire game of marble blocks, gold leaves, magic stone, and condensed gold. But those are going to come in later. Except for the condensed gold, we're probably not going to be getting any of those. What I need right now is limestone bricks, which is going to be useful for something I need to build in my house. Also going to need teak planks. And for that we need teak logs. Not too many fantastic ways to go get teak logs right now for me. Especially with some of my teleport options not available. So I'm just going to head on down to south of Castle Wars to the singular teak tree over there. We only need like 9 logs, so this will be fine. Also, probably going to hit up my house after this, put away the rock shell, and get out the graceful, just for making running around easier. Although then again, I suppose we're really getting close to being done running around, so I will go and get these teak logs, turn them into teak planks, and then get over to the shop where we need to buy the rest of the things we need for this room we're making in our house. And the last item I'm going to need for this part of the plan is runes. Specifically, many law runes. And probably no nature runes. I'm going to keep those for a little bit here still. With these law runes, we can make some portals. I think we're going to move some rooms around here. I don't think I even have a pet yet, so we can move you here for now. That's a little inconvenient, actually. Can't really get there with the way I'm going to be putting the building here. So, move you again over to here. Everything with player-owned houses is just fantastic. Alright. Here's where we want to put a portal chamber for 100,000 coins. Necessary. Very good. Now we're going to need a hammer and saw. That is easily obtainable over in the workshop. Super convenient. Alright. With the limestone, we can make a teleport focus. These are all functionally the same. So, unless you're going for super fancy looking, there's really no reason to use marble blocks for this. So, a regular old limestone teleport focus. Good enough for here. And then we've got teak frames. That uses all the teak. Now we need to direct the portals. In order to do so, it takes 100 times the regular casting. We can't use combination runes or staves. This has to be the normal runes, which does slightly hinder this because I have no fire runes. Would it really be such a big deal if you could use elemental runes for this? Oh no, it's going to cost another couple hundred GP here. Let's go get 100 fire runes for the Varrock teleport here. I guess since we're going to be going away with not doing superheat, we can also switch that up. We're making the best we can out of this whole situation. So, fire runes. Give me 100 fire runes, please. Back to the house. You can either go outside and then enter build mode, or go inside and then switch it in the house settings. Either way is fine. We can probably also do this not in build mode, technically. Portal 1, go to Varrock. Fantastic. Portal 2 to Falador. And Portal 3, I want to go to Ardoin. Very good. That is 3 of the 4 locations that you need to deal with for Mahogany Homes. And the last is Hosidius. And this is the point where I would have a whole bunch of Lizardman Fangs still. But we lost those in Relaka, so unfortunate for us. So instead, we must return to the Lizardman to go get Lizardman Fangs and a Jagex Talisman. And then more Jagex Talismans to crush down for more Fangs. Because they only drop 1 at a time normally, and the Talisman is 100. But now, we've got much better armor. We're still going to be going back to where we fought them, and they didn't actually even aggro on us, for the most part. It's going to probably take a little bit here. I could look into doing the Koren and Kebos diary here. Mine some iron, hand in a book, open a store, dig up some saltpeter. I don't think he's in mining. Enter your house from Hosidius, create a strength potion, fish a trout. I think this does make the Jagex Talisman twice as common. So that's probably worth my time. So, let me get everything together, and we can do an achievement diary. Well, I'd also kind of want to put in a herb lore, and we don't have 30 herb lore yet. Just for the herb lore XP, I think I'll save that. AFKing at Lizardman's not going to be a huge issue. There's a lot of things we could do that would make things better. Like hand in the sand to access the cheaper rune shop, but honestly, I just kind of want to get on with it at this point. So I'm going to get stuff together and go fight some Lizardmen. A few levels later, we have all the drops we need from these Lizardmen. This continues to be a very good spot to fight these guys, since they just keep on fighting the soldiers. Still doesn't give Shazian favor though, so pros and cons. We got 3 of the talismans, so we'll disassemble 2 of them. to get 392 fangs. That should be a good amount. I guess it all is going to come down to how lucky we get with having to go to Hesidius. But 392 charges, that's very acceptable. Also, while I was here, I got a Snapdragon Seed and 4 Raynar Seeds. A little bit of extra value. Technically, I could plant the Raynar Seeds, but I can't make prayer potions yet. I really do not have the inventory space right now. So we're just going to drop these off. Eventually, I'm going to get a looting bag. It is going to be slightly more awkward to deal with. But not right now. Not right now. While we're here in Varrock, I will move my house. No longer need it in Roleka, since we are done with the whole getting rock shell deal. We now want it to be in Taverley. With this and the portals in our house, we have access to every location we need to go to. The most important part of having the house in that's not really a drop exactly, but that's fine. Sure. Thank you, Runelight. Very cool. By having our house in Taverley, we can head on down this way to the hot air balloon. And I guess we'll use this willow tree right over here, because that's the one we need. So we can chop a willow log. It looks like that's part of a task for something. Should probably figure out what that task is so we don't end up getting that over and over. With this, we can fly to Varrock if we were slightly less heavy, which we can be by removing the rock shell. Back to the house. Rock shell continues to be quite heavy. So that's just another reason why we don't want to have that on us. Armor case. Big pin. I do have a way to do my bank pin every time I log in, but typically it's not worth bothering with. If I come over here to the bond pouch, that has an access to the bank pin interface. So that has some utility for me, since I'm not typically at a bank, well, with the whole Ultimate Iron Man thing. Anyways, in the armor case, we can store the rock shell. Perfect. And then get out the graceful. All slots, please. And now we work with shrinking the inventory even more. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's a tinderbox that we need to do with this willow log. So I will bring that back over here. Try to deal with that. So our best route here probably be down this way. Probably be better to have a willow tree here but that's not where we planted a willow tree. Might be better to go down this way then, through Taverley. Seems like a logical idea. And that was the medium task. Fantastic. So now we got that taken care of. Won't be seeing that achievement diary stage task, current stage 1 screen over and over again. And now here, we can fly to Varrock, which puts us right next to the sawmill, which is a fantastic location. Yew trees, well, oak trees. There are yew trees around, but that's not useful for construction. Oak trees, sawmill. That is problem solved here. And then to get to Falador, it's back to the house. And through the portals. And then it's still faster to go to the hot air balloon instead of going through the Varrock portal to get over to the sawmill. So that's why we have these here. And then we go through Falador, get the contract, and then if it's in Falador, we don't need to teleport. If we do, we need to go to Varrock or Ardoin or Hosidius, which is where we're putting the Jagex talisman. And now it's time for the dropping. We don't need these anti-poisons. The shield's just going to weigh us down and is very easily retrievable. Hello again, Romeo. One day we'll do that quest. Climbing boots, retrievable. Arty cloak, retrievable. Potato with cheeses, not necessary. And here's the part where we're really going to be making space. Trade with Zafir. We can sell him back the Staff of Fire. Or we could alch it for more. We can't actually alch the staff. We need the staff to alch the staff. We can buy 4 fire runes. 5 fire runes? That'll be fine. But the staff we need now is the Staff of Earth. Or Air. Air would probably be cheaper. No, I think it's the same. Yeah, because House Teleport is 1 Law, 1 Air, 1 Earth. So either one would be fine, and we currently have more Air runes, so that's not a huge deal. Since the only teleport we're going to be using is Teleport to House, we have no use for these Earth runes or Water runes. We don't need these Mind runes. I guess we can use the Fire Staff to get rid of a few more things here. The Rune Pickaxe and the Power Amulet. Ideally, we would keep these. Let me see here. The maximum amount of planks that's possible to use for a construction contract is 17. So that would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, plus a saw, plus a hammer. I think we're actually okay. We do want steel bars though. So, in the interest of getting as many steel bars in our inventory to decrease the amount of times that we need to go to Keldegrim to pick up more steel bars, I am going to relieve myself of the Rune Pickaxe, which we no longer need because we are not going to be mining iron and coal to make the steel bars, and the Amulet of Power. Easily retrievable back of the ham chests. And our inventory, our slot for amulet is very full with the Jagex talisman. Just to maximize inventory space here. Amulet of Power. And we also don't need these nature runes. So those can be sold down here at the other rune shop. The Dragon Scimitar is going to be required to be kept here. Getting that back would be more trouble than it's worth at this point. I would have to go make the Gree and the amulet again, basically doing most of Monkey Madness over. So that is one inventory space that I think is worth sacrificing right now. Fire Staff is a no. Again, very retrievable. Ultimately, I want to get a Lava Battle Staff, because that's fire and earth runes. We're not quite at that point yet. So, a regular Staff of Fire, I can easily retrieve from Zaffs. So instead, I'm going to get some... Nope. Don't want to open it. Just want to buy some elemental runes. Specifically, 5 fires. To Elk, the Staff of Fire. I use the fire to destroy the fire. Something, something. And then, there was 60 nature runes. Which we can sell for 90 coins each. And buy back later for 225. We are not going to need these nature runes right now. So, that's okay. That just means it's going to be a little bit before people can buy nature runes from this shop on this world. That's not a huge deal. What is a huge deal is the number of law runes that I'm going to be purchasing now. Since everything we do is based on the home teleport, and it's going to be, most of the time, multiple times per contract, I'm going to get a lot of law runes. And that is going to take world hopping. Yay. While we do have lots of funds, they are not going to be enough to get to the levels I want to get. So we're probably going to do a mix of doing the contracts and then heading back to the agility pyramid. But we still have 2 million coins, so at least can get a start at it. So let us go to our house, pick up our hammer and saw, conveniently, from our tool store. Not that one. This one over here. Let's rotate the camera a little bit, make it easier to click. Saw and hammer. Fantastic. So with that, we have inventory space for 4 steel bars to guarantee we can do any contract. I don't know if 4 is going to be enough, just based on the amount of time between minigame teleports. But this is all going to be improved vastly with other unlocks later. So, we could do 4. It would be incredibly annoying to be 1 plank short of finishing a contract. That would get old pretty quick. So we're just going to start off trying this with 4 bars. Hopefully we can take the bars. There's a mithril and coal on the conveyor belt. Okay. Those aren't mine. That's fine. So we can take the bar, set to X, grab 4. Take 4. There we go. Perfect. So between that and that, we are ready to go. It's time for construction training. That is what a lot has been building up to. So let's start. Next time. Goodbye.